Good evening and welcome to True Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody that you've known have had a sighting and would like for me to share it on my channel, please contact me. I would love to hear from you. As you all know, we have a Facebook group. So if you haven't joined, please go over there and join our group. It's a place where your voice will be heard. Don't forget, like, comment, and share. As y'all all know, that I have been telling Ty J's encounters. And I'm getting ready to tell her next episode. When I first started this this cryptid stuff, I didn't know it was going to go this good. I didn't know I was this good at telling encounters. But I found something that I'm good at. And I'm going to stick to it. And I'm going to continue to do it. Because y'all give me the strength to strive and want to be better. I got the best subscribers and members out there. And I love each and every one of y'all. The difference about our group is that y'all voice will be heard. Like some podcasts and some channels only deal with certain topics. Y'all know when we came out and came on the scene, we said, even though Doug Man is our topic, we're going to cover every cryptid out there. Not just Doug Man, Bigfoot, the Rake, the Wendigo, the Gugwe, Jersey Devil, elves, gnomes, fairies, mermaids, giants, aliens, lizard man. You name it, we gonna cover it all. Because that's what we do here. Our channel is based on everything. So we're gonna start a trend. Because soon, others gonna follow in our footsteps. So, like I said, we got new encounters, new sightings, and new eyewitnesses that I will be releasing those encounters soon. But if they want to come on the show and tell it their self, then they are more than welcome. But most don't want me to tell them because the way I tell an encounter, it's like I relive every moment that they had. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into this encounter. Now, as y'all know, they said that they would try again the next day. The next day come, grandmother gets up, she fix some food, they eat, and they tell Ty J and the grandmother that they gonna go out and walk the perimeter and walk the woods and see what they see. So they leave. Ty J and the grandmother sitting in the house. Ty J say to the grandmother, Grandma, I hope they find something. I hope they can run it away or something. I really don't want these creatures killed, even though this gray one is evil. I hope they could just get it away from here. I really do. So Ty J said hours passed. So she said around 5 o'clock they return. They come in the house, they sit down, they tell Ty J and the grandmother, this is what we found. They said when they walked, they started on the side where the black creatures come out at. And they walked that path. They didn't see nothing. They goes where this gray creature is always seen coming out the tree line. They say they walk it. They say they could see partial prints here and there. Not a full print, but just partial. Like this thing knew how to step or whatever. But they knew that this thing was walking bipedal. They said they see them. They see broken trees about 12 feet up. They see where this thing scratched trees. They see where this thing was digging in the dirt. They could smell urine. They could smell a foul odor of rotten meat and blood, metallic smell. So they telling Tajay and the grandmother all this. But they say we did not see this creature. He tells the grandmother that he had to leave because it was something else he had to do. But he said that he would be back. So they leave. Tajay said around 7 o'clock, she goes out back and she stands on the back porch and do what she always do. She gazed into the wood line, trying to get this feeling. Tajay said she stood out there for about 3 hours and decided to go in the house. She goes in the house, tell her grandmother, I'm going to bed. So she goes in the room. She sits on the edge of the bed at first and gazes at the window. She still does not get this feeling. So she lays down. She lays down and she look at the ceiling. And she say she wonder. She said, I wonder if these creatures is all right. And she said she was about to doze off. That's when she got that feeling. She got the feeling that she always get when she know one of these creatures is around. She jumps up, she runs to the window. She looks deep into that wood line and she waits. After a few seconds, Tajay said she could see this dark figure with those bright yellow eyes walking out the tree line. Now, mind you, when she see it come from off that path and comes down into the grandmother's yard, she know it's the alpha male. And it's walking funny. She said it's not walking the same. And it's walking slow. And she's scared for it because she don't want that gray creature to come out. Because one more attack, then he could kill this black alpha male. So it walks. But it's walking slow. And it finally gets to Tajay's window. Gets to the window. And it looks in at her. She said she could see the sadness and the hurt in this creature's eyes. She said because it didn't look the same at all. So she said when she looked at this creature, she can still see the marks on his snout, his chest, his arms. She said that second attack, this great creature really hurted it. And she said this creature started to lose more and more weight. She said it looked fragile. So she said this creature took all its strength, like it always do, and put his hands up to the window. And Tajay did the same. And she said these her words. And she said this creature spoke to her again. She said this creature said, it's okay. You'll be safe. Tajay said tears just rolled down her face. Because in 1,000 years, she said she would never, ever thought that this would be possible, that she would be this close to a creature, to some people that they call monsters. But Tajay said that they got feelings too. They got emotions. So her small hand is up there on this creature large hands at the window. And then he moved it down in front of him. And he turned and he walked away so slow. Tajay did what she always do. She ran out her room and she went out back. She stood at the top of the steps. She watched that creature walk. And she said it walked so slow. She said the creature turned and it looked at her. And she said the look that this creature gave her was letting her know that his days was coming to an end. And she said that he wanted to make sure and let her know that she would be okay. So after looking at her for a few seconds, he turned and he walked back up into the tree line. But as he was walking through the tree line and going out of sight, she could hear a howl. Not a real loud howl, but she heard a howl that came from that side. And that's when she knew it was the Juvenile. She waited for a few more seconds till he was out of sight. And then she went in the house. She went in her room, and she sat down and she cried some more. Because she knew that this alpha wasn't going to be around much longer. She finally go to sleep. She gets up the next day, gets herself together, goes out there and she eats. Grandmother tell her, I need you to go in town with me so we can get some things. So they do that. They get put on their clothes and they go in town. Did a little shopping, got what they want, and they headed back to the house. Now, as they riding down the road, now mind you, they house just sit there. So before they get to their house, you can look and you see the tree line. That's when Tajay looks over and see this great creature running in the direction of their house. She didn't say nothing to the grandmother because she didn't want to startle her while she was driving. They get to the house, they get ready to turn in. Tajay said, Grandma, please just hold up. And she said, why? We got to take this stuff in the house. Grandma, please just hold up. And Tajay looked. She looked and she watched. And when she looked and she watched, she see that great creature come out on the other side of their house. Now, mind you, it was on all fours. When it gets on the other side, this thing stands up bipedal, and it's just standing there. The grandmother looks over, and when she look at this thing, she say, oh my God, look at the size of that thing. And Tajay say, Grandma, I told you that thing was huge. Tajay told her grandmother, make sure all the doors is locked, Grandma. They watched this creature. This thing started to walk out. So Tajay tells her grandmother, Grandma, keep riding past the house. So she rides past the house, she rides slow. She said that's when this gray creature dropped back down on all fours and start to run in their direction towards the car. Tajay say, Grandmother, drive, Grandma, drive. Grandmother started driving fast. Tajay watching, and she could see this gray creature running after them in this car. Grandmother said she got up to about 60, and she said this thing was keeping up with her. Now, mind you, this is a straightaway. So they had a good road to be on, to drive. So they driving this thing, trying to keep up with them. Tajay said, soon as they get a few feet away from this turn, that's when the gray creature broke off. It stopped. Tajay watched this creature stand in the road. And she said she could see it like it was breathing heavy. She watching it as they going around this turn. And then it was out of sight because they went round this bend. They just drove. Tajay tell her grandmother, say, look, we got to get back home soon. She said, I know, baby. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to drive all the way around and come back in the same way. So that's what they do. They drive all the way back around and they come back in the same way. Now, mind you, this time the grandmother is driving slow because they want to look at all their surroundings. They want to make sure that this great creature is gone. So as she driving slow, she getting closer and closer to the house. And when they get almost to the house, Tajay say, stop the car, Grandma. The grandmother stops. When she stops, Tajay looks around. She looks up in the tree line, making sure she don't see this creature. Then she tell her grandmother, go ahead, Grandma, pull up in the driveway. They pull up in the driveway. Now, mind you, Tajay used to these black creatures, but she not used to this gray one because she said she got a feeling that it was evil and it was trying to hurt her. So Tajay tells her grandmother, she looks in the eyes and say, Grandma, I'm going to walk around back to make sure it's okay. Grandmother say, no. What we'll do, we'll drive around back if we have to. Tajay say, no, I'm going to walk, Grandma, I'll be okay. Tajay gets out the car. She starts to walk around back. As she walking, she can smell the foul odor of urine, wet dug, the metallic smell, all that stuff. So she walking slow, but she's watching, she's looking. She make it to the back of the house. She looks up in the tree line, but she don't see nothing. Runs back to the car, tell her grandmother, hurry up, unlock the door, I'm gonna grab the stuff. Grandmother do that. Tajay grabbed the stuff. takes it in the house. She locks the door. Make sure every door is locked and window. They put the stuff away. Tajay said, Grandma, I told you that thing was big and it's evil. Grandmother said, well, I might have to call about her again. Tajay said, just wait, Grandma. Just wait. So the grandmother did. Later on that night, they both in the front room, looking at TV. They just trying to forget about what they saw earlier. They looking at TV. That's when Tajay get this feeling again. And when she get this feeling, she goes to the back door. She opens it and she stands out like she always do. Because she know one of these creatures is around. And when she's out on the back porch, she looks up in the woods like she always do. And she see the two juveniles coming out, but they on all fours. They walks out. They walks on the grandmother's property, coming towards Tajay. They take a few more steps, she said, and then these creatures stand up. And when they stand up, they walk. Tajay said they couldn't be no more than 10 feet from a back porch. And they just stood there. And when they stood there, they looked up at her. That's when they turned around and stood in that spot. Tajay said she watched them stand there. Now listen to this, because this is just amazing. Tajay said she watched them stand there for over 2 hours. Over 2 hours, they just standing there. Tajay said that they was there to protect her, to make sure nothing happened to her or her grandmother. Tajay said after that, she decided to go in the house because she was getting tired, because she stood up with them on the porch the whole time they was there. When she went in the house, they still was standing there. She goes in her room, and she looks out, and they was still standing there. Like they was just waiting for this gray creature to come out. But it didn't. They turns around, walks towards her window. They looks at her, and then they turn and walks away. And it goes back into the tree line. Tajay said that she couldn't believe that they was there to protect them and watch over her and her grandmother. Tajay said she finally lay down and she just go to sleep. She get up the next day. The next day, they get another knock at the door. She put on a robe. She go and answer the door. It's the same sheriff again. She opened the door. And he tells her, we're gonna have to walk around on your property because we still getting calls. So the grandmother come out there and say, what is the problem now? He said, we're gonna have to walk around on your property because we still getting calls about these large dogs. Grandmother and Tajay, they don't argue, they let them do their job. They goes out back. Tajay and grandmother, they stood and they watched them. as they walk up into the wood line. They walk back until they was out of sight and they walking around. Ty J said, I don't trust them. So Ty J leaves off the back porch and she started to run over there and she walks up in the tree line. She walks in, she finally catches up with them. And they say, what are you doing? Go back to the house. She said, I don't have to go back to no house. This is my grandmother's property. She owned this. They said, well, look, we don't need you back here. We don't want you back here. Ty J said, I'm making sure that y'all don't do nothing. So I'm going to watch y'all. And that's what Ty J told them. They got so irritated that they turned around and left because she pulled their card, because she had a feeling they was trying to do something. She said they might have been trying to put a camera out there or anything, but she said she was on it. So they leave. They said, don't worry, we'll be back again. So Ty J said, whatever, it ain't nothing out here for you to come back for. So they left. Ty J go back in the house, sit down and talk to the grandmother. She said, I told you, Ma, something gotta be done about this great creature because they gonna come back. So I'ma stop there and I'ma upload that for y'all. Hope y'all enjoy it. Love y'all and see y'all on the next episode.